Sea Rose by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. Rose, harsh rose, marred and with stint of petals, meagre flower thin, sparse of leaf, more precious than a wet rose single on a stem. You are caught in the drift, stunted with small leaf, you are flung on the sand, you are lifted in the crispest sand that drives in the wind. Can the spice rose drip such acrid fragrance hardened in a leaf? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Helmsman by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Nemo. The Helmsman. Oh, be swift. We have always known you wanted us. We fled inland with our flocks. We pastured them in hollows, cut off from the wind and the salt track of the marsh. We worshipped inland. We stepped past wood flowers. We forgot your tang. We brushed wood grass. We wandered from pine hills through oak and scrub oak tangles. We broke hyssop and bramble. We caught flower and new bramble fruit in our hair. We laughed as each branch whipped back. We tore our feet in half-buried rocks and knotted roots and acorn cups. We forgot. We worshipped. We parted green from green. We sought further thickets. We dipped our ankles through leaf mold and earth, and woodbank enchanted us. In the field the clefts in the bark, and the slope between tree and tree, and a slender path strung field to field and wood to wood and hill to hill, and the forest after it. We forgot for a moment tree resin, tree bark, sweat of a torn branch were sweet to the taste. We were enchanted with the fields, the tufts of coarse grass and the shorter grass. We loved all this. But now our boat climbs, hesitates, drops, climbs, hesitates, crawls back, climbs, hesitates. Oh, be swift. We have always known you wanted us. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Shrine by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 30th of May, 2019. The Shrine. She watches over the sea. Are your rocks shelter for ships? Have you set galleys from your beach? Are you graded a safe crescent, where the tide lifts them back to port? Are you full and sweet, tempting the quiet to depart in their trading ships? Nay, you are great, fierce, evil, you are the land blight, you have tempted men, but they perish on your cliffs. Your lights are but dank shoals, slate and pebble and wet shells, and seaweed fastened to the rocks. It was evil, evil, when they found you. When the quiet men looked at you, they sought a headland shaded with ledge of cliff from the wind blast. But you are unsheltered, cut with the weight of wind. You shudder when it strikes, then lift, swelled with the blast. You sink as the tide sinks. You shrill under hail and sound thunder when thunder sounds. You are useless when the tides swirl. Your boulders cut and wreck the staggering ships. You are useless, O grave, O beautiful. The landsmen tell it. I have heard it. You are useless, and the wind sounds with this, and the sea, where rollers shoot with blue, cut under deeper blue. Oh, but stay tender, enchanted, where wavelengths cut you apart from all the rest, for we have found you. We watch the splendor of you. We thread throat on throat of Phaeacia from your shelf. You are not forgot, O plunder of lilies. Honey is not more sweet than the salt stretch of your beach. Stay, stay, but terror has caught us now. We pass the men in ships. We dare deeper than the fisher folk. and you strike us with terror, O bright shaft! Flame passes under us, and sparks that unknot the flesh. Sorrow, splitting bone from bone, splendor athwart our eyes, and rifts in the splendor, sparks and scattered light. Many warned of this. Men said, there are wrecks on the forebeach. Wind will beat your ship. There is no shelter in that headland. It is useless waste. That edge, that front of rock. Seagulls clang beyond the breakers. None venture to that spot. But hail as the tide slackens, as the wind beats out. We hail this shore. We sing to you, spirit between the headlands and the further rocks. Though oak beams split, though boats and seamen flounder, and the strait grind sand with sand, and cut boulders to sand and drift, your eyes have pardoned your faults, your hands have touched us, you have leaned forward a little, and the waves can never thrust us back from the splendor of your ragged coast. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Midday by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland, the 17th of June 2019. Midday. The light beats upon me. I am startled. A split leaf crackles on the paved floor. I am anguished, defeated. A slight wind shakes the seed pods. My thoughts are spent as the black seeds. My thoughts tear me. I dread their fever. I am scattered in its whirl. I am scattered like the hot shriveled seeds. The shriveled seeds are split on the path. The grass bends with dust. The grape slips under its cracked leaf. Yet far beyond the spent seed pods and the blackened stalks of mint, the poplar is bright on the hill. The poplar spreads out, deep-rooted among trees. O poplar, you are great among hailstones, while I perish on the path, among the crevices of the rocks. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Pursuit by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland, the 17th of June 2019. Pursuit. What do I care that the stream is trampled? The sand on the stream bank still holds the print of your foot. The heel is cut deep. I see another mark on the grass ridge of the bank. It points toward the wood path. I have lost the third in the packed earth, but here a wind's hyacinth stalk is snapped. The purple buds, half ripe, show deep purple where your heel pressed. A patch of flowering grass, low, trailing, you brushed this. The green stems show yellow-green where you lifted, turned the earth side to the light. This and a dead leaf spine, split across, show where you passed. You were swift, swift. Here the forest ledge slopes. Rain has furrowed the roots. Your hand caught at this. The root snapped under your weight. I can almost follow the note where it touched this slender tree, and the next answered, and the next. And you climbed yet further. You stopped by the dwarf cornel, whirled on your heels, doubled on your track. This is clear. You fell on the downward slope. You dragged a bruised thigh. You limped, you clutched this larch. Did your head, bent back, search further, clear through the green leaf moss of the larch branches? Did you clutch, stammer with short breath and gasp, wood demons, grant life, give life, I am almost lost. For some wood demon has lightened your steps. I find no trace of you in the larch cones of the underbrush. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The Contest by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen. Your stature is modeled with straight tool edge. You are chiseled like rocks that are eaten into by the sea. With the turn and grasp of your wrist and the cord stretch, there is a glint like worn brass. The ridge of your breast is taut, and under each the shadow is sharp. and between the clenched muscles of your slender hips, from the circle of your cropped hair there is light, and about your male torse and the foot arch and the straight ankle, you stand rigid and mighty, granite and the ore in rocks. A great band clasps your forehead and its heavy twists of gold. You are white, a limb of cypress bent under a weight of snow. You are splendid, your arms are fire. You have entered the hill straits. A sea treads upon the hill slopes. Myrtle is about your head. You have bent and caught the spray. Each leaf is sharp against the lift and furrow of your bound hair. The narcissus has copied the arch of your slight breast. Your feet are citron flowers. Your knees, cut from white ash. Your thighs are rock cistus. Your chin lifts straight from the hollow of your curved throat. Your shoulders are level. They have melted rare silver for their breath. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sea Lily by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen. Read, slashed and torn, but doubly rich. Such great heads as yours drift upon temple steps, but you are shattered in the wind. Myrtle bark is flecked from you. Scales are dashed from your stem. Sand cuts your petal, furrows it with hard edge, like flint on a bright stone. Yet though the whole wind slash at your bark, you are lifted up, aye, though it hiss to cover you with froth. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Wind Sleepers by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen. Whiter than the crust left by the tide, we are stung by the hurled sand and the broken shells. We no longer sleep in the wind. We awoke and fled through the city gate. Tear us and alter. Tug at the cliff boulders. Pile them with the rough stones. We no longer sleep in the wind. Propitiate us. Chant in a wail that never halts. Pace a circle and pay tribute with a song. When the roar of a dropped wave breaks into it, pour meted words of sea hawks and gulls and seabirds that cry discords. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Gift by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Kathleen. Instead of pearls, a wrought clasp, a bracelet. Will you accept this? You know the script. You will start. Wonder. What is left? What phrase after last night? This. The world is yet unspoiled for you. You wait, expectant. You are like the children who haunt your own steps for chance bits. A comb that may have slipped. A gold tassel, unraveled, plucked from your scarf, twirled by your slight fingers into the street. A flower dropped. Do not think me unaware. I who have snatched at you as the street child clutched at the seed pearls you spilt that hot day when your necklace snapped. Do not dream that I speak as one defrauded of delight, sick, shaken by each heartbeat or paralyzed, stretched at length, who gasps, "These ripe pears are bitter to the taste. This spiced wine, poison, corrupt. I cannot walk, who would walk. Life is a scavenger's pit. I escape. I only, rejecting it, lying here on this couch. Your garden sloped to the beach. Myrtle overran the paths. Honey and amber flecked each leaf. The citron lily had, one among many, weighed there over sweet. The myrrh hyacinth spread across low slopes. Violet streaked black ridges through the grass. The house, too, was like this, over-painted, over-lovely. The world is like this. Sleepless nights, I remember the initiates, their gesture, their calm glance. I have heard how in rapt thought, in vision, they speak with another race, more beautiful, more intense than this. I could laugh. More beautiful, more intense? Perhaps that other life is contrast always to this. I reason. I have lived as they in their inmost rites. They endure the tense nerves through the moment of ritual. I endure from moment to moment. Days pass all alike, tortured, intense. This I forgot last night. You must not be blamed. It is not your fault. As a child, a flower, any flower tore my breast. Meadow chicory, a common grass tip, a leaf shadow, a flower tent unexpected on a winter branch. I reason. Another life holds what this lacks, a sea, unmoving, quiet, not forcing our strength to rise to it, beat on beat, stretch of sand, no garden beyond, strangling with its myrrh lilies, a hill, not set with black violets but stones, bare rocks, dwarf trees, twisted, no beauty to distract, to crowd madness upon madness, only a still place and perhaps some outer horror, some hideousness to stamp beauty. A mark, no changing it now, on our hearts. I send no string of pearls, no bracelet, except this. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Evening by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. The light passes from ridge to ridge, from flower to flower. The hepaticas widespread under the light grow faint. The petals reach inward, the blue tips bend toward the bluer heart, and the flowers are lost. The cornel buds are still white, but shadows dart from the cornel roots. Black creeps from root to root. Each leaf cuts another leaf on the grass. Shadow seeks shadow. Then both leaf and leaf shadow are lost. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Sheltered Garden by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by rumpledpoetry. I have had enough. I gasp for breath. Every way ends, every road, every footpath leads at last to the hill crest. Then you retrace your steps, or find the same slope on the other side, precipitate. I have had enough. Border pinks, clove pinks, wax lilies, herbs, sweetcress. Oh, for some sharp swish of a branch. There is no scent of resin in this place, no taste of bark, of coarse weeds, aromatic, astringent. Only border on border of scented pinks. Have you seen fruit under cover that wanted light, pears wadded in cloth, protected from the frost, melons almost ripe, smothered in straw? Why not let the pears cling to the empty branch? All your coaxing will only make a bitter fruit. Let them cling, ripen of themselves, test their own worth, nipped, shriveled by the frost, to fall at last but fair with a russet coat. Or the melon, let it bleach yellow in the winter light, even tart to the taste. It is better to taste of frost, the exquisite frost, than of wadding and of dead grass. For this beauty, beauty without strength, chokes out life. I want wind to break, scatter these pink stalks, snap off their spiced heads, fling them about with dead leaves, spread the paths with twigs, limbs broken off, trail great pine branches hurled from some far wood right across the melon patch, break pear and quince, leave half-trees, torn, twisted, but showing the fight was valiant. Oh, to blot out this garden, to forget, to find a new beauty in some terrible, wind-tortured place. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Sea Poppies by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. Amber husk fluted with gold, fruit on the sand marked with a rich grain. treasure spilled near the shrub pines to bleach on the boulders. Your stalk has caught root among wet pebbles, and drift flung by the sea, and grated shells and split conch shells. Beautiful, widespread, fire upon leaf, what meadow yields so fragrant a leaf as your bright leaf? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Loss by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Nemo. Loss. The sea called. You faced the estuary. You were drowned as the tide passed. I'm glad of this. At least you have escaped. The heavy sea mist stifles me. I choke with each breath. A curious peril, this. The gods have invented curious torture for us. One of us, pierced in the flank, dragged himself across the marsh. He tore at the bay roots, lost hold on the crumbling bank. Another crawled, too late, for shelter under the cliffs. I'm glad the tide swept you out, oh beloved, you of all this ghastly host alone untouched, your white flesh covered with salt as with myrrh and burnt iris. We were hemmed in this place, so few of us to fight their sure lances, the straight thrust, effortless, with slight life of muscle and shoulder. So straight, only we were left, the four of us, somehow shut off. And the marsh dragged one back, and another perished under the cliff, and the tide swept you out. Your feet cut steel on the paths. I followed for the strength of life and grasp. I've seen beautiful feet, but never beauty welded with strength. I marveled at your height. You stood almost level with the lance bearers, and so slight. And I wondered, as you clasped your shoulder strap, at the strength of your wrist, and the turn of your young fingers, and the lift of your shorn locks, and the bronze of your sunburnt neck. All of this, and the curious kneecap fitted above the wrought greaves, and the sharp muscles of your back, which the tunic could not cover, the outline no garment could deface. I wonder if you knew how I watched, how I crowded before the spearsmen, but the gods wanted you. The gods wanted you back. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Huntress by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 5th of June 2019. Huntress. Come, blunt your spear with us. Our pace is hot, and our bare heels in the heel prints. We stand tense, do you see? Are you already beaten by the chase? We lead the pace for the wind in the hills. The low hill is spattered with loose earth, our feet cut into the crust as with spears. We climbed the ploughed land, dragged the seed from the clefts, broke the clods with our heels, whirled with a parched cry into the woods. Can you come? Can you come? Can you follow the hound trail? Can you trample the hot froth? Spring up, sway forward, follow the quickest one. Aye, though you leave the trail and drop exhausted at our feet. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Garden by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 1st of June 2019. Garden. You are clear, O rose, cut in rock, hard as the descent of hail. I would scrape the colour from the petals, like split dye from a rock. If I could break you, I could break a tree. If I could stir you, I could break a tree. I could break you. O wind, rend open the heat, cut apart the heat, rend it to tatters. Fruit cannot drop through this thick air. Fruit cannot fall into heat that presses up and blunts the points of pears and rounds the grapes. Cut the heat, plough it through, turning it on either side of your path. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sea Violet by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 1st of June 2019. Sea Violet. The white violet is scented on its stalk. The sea violet, fragile as a gate, lies fronting all the wind among the torn shells on the sea bank. The greater blue violets flutter on the hill. But who would change for these? Who would change for these? One root of the white sort. Violet, your grasp is frail on the edge of the sandhill, but you catch the light. Frost, a star edges with its fire. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Cliff Temple by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox by Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 1st of August 2019. The Cliff Temple. Great bright portal, shelf of rock, rocks fitted in long ledges, rocks fitted to dark, to silver granite, to lighter rock, clean cut, white against white, high, high, and no hill goat tramples, no mountain sheep has set foot on your fine grass. You lift, you are the world edge, pillar for the sky arch, the world heaven. We are next to the sky. Over us, sea hawks shout, gulls sweep past. The terrible breakers are silent from this place. Below us, on the rock edge, where earth is caught in the fissures of the jagged cliff, a small tree stiffens in the gale. It bends, but its white flowers are fragrant at this height. And under, the wind booms. It whistles, it thunders, it growls, it presses the grass beneath its great feet. I said, forever and forever must I follow you through the stones. I catch at you, you lurch, you are quicker than my hand grasp. I wondered at you, I shouted, dear, mysterious, beautiful, white myrtle flesh. I was splintered and torn, the hill path mounted swifter than my feet. Could a demon avenge this hurt, I would cry to him. Could a ghost, I would shout, O evil, follow this god, taunt him with his evil and his vice. Shall I hurl myself from here? Shall I leap and be near you? Shall I drop, beloved, beloved, ankle against ankle? Would you pity me, O white breast? If I woke, would you pity me? Would our eyes meet? Have you heard? Do you know how I climbed this rock? My breath caught. I lurched forward, stumbled in the ground myrtle. Have you heard, O God seated on the cliff, how far toward the ledges of your house, how far I had to walk? Over me the wind swirls. I have stood on your portal and I know you are further than this, still further on another cliff. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Orchard by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by rumpledpoetry. I saw the first pears it fell, the honey-seeking, golden-banded. The yellow swarm was not more fleet than I. Spare us from loveliness. And I fell prostrate, crying, You have flayed us with your blossoms. Spare us the beauty of fruit trees. The honey-seeking paused not. The air thundered their song, and I alone was prostrate. O rough-hewn God of the orchard, I bring you an offering. Do you, alone, unbeautiful, Son of the God, spare us from loveliness. These fallen hazelnuts, stripped late of their green sheaths, grapes red-purple, their berries dripping with wine, pomegranates already broken, and shrunken figs and quinces untouched, I bring you as offering. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Sea Gods by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. They say there is no hope. Sand, drift, rocks, rubble of the sea, the broken hulk of a ship, hung with shreds of rope, pallid under the cracked pitch. They say there is no hope to conjure you, no whip of the tongue to anger you, no hate of words you must rise to refute. They say you are twisted by the sea, you are cut apart by wave break upon wave break, that you are misshapen by the sharp rocks, broken by the rasp and after rasp, that you are cut, torn, mangled, torn by the stress and beat, no stronger than the strips of sand along your ragged beach. But we bring violets, great masses, single sweet wood violets, stream violets, violets from a wet marsh, violets in clumps from hills, tufts with earth at the roots, violets tugged from rocks, blue violets, moss, cliff, river violets, yellow violets gold, burnt with a rare tint, violets like red ash among tufts of grass. We bring deep purple birdfoot violets, we bring the hyacinth violet, sweet, bare, chill to the touch, and violets whiter than the inrush of your own white surf. For you will come, you will yet haunt men in ships, you will trail across the fringe of strait, and circle the jagged rocks. You will trail across the rocks and wash them with your salt. You will curl between sand hills. You will thunder along the cliff, break, retreat, get fresh strength, gather and pour weight upon the beach. You will draw back, and the ripple on the sand shelf will be witness of your track. O privet white, you will paint the lintel of wet sand with froth. You will bring myrrh bark and drift laurel wood from hot coasts. When you hurl high, high, we will answer with a shout. For you will come, you will come. You will answer our taut hearts. You will break the lie of men's thoughts and cherish and shelter us. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Acon by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org. By Chad Horner from Ballyclare in County Antrim, Northern Ireland. The 4th of June 2019. Acon. Bear me to Dictatius, and to the steep slopes, to the river Erymanthus. I choose spray of dittany, cyperum, frail of flower, buds of myrrh, all healing herbs, close pressed in caliph. For she lies panting, drawing sharp breath, broken with harsh sobs. She, Hyela, whom no god pities. Dryads haunting the groves, Nereids who dwell in wet caves. For all the white leaves of olive branch, and early roses, and ivy wreaths, woven gold berries, which she once brought to your altars, bear now ripe fruits from Arcadia, and Assyrian wine to shatter her fever. The light of her face falls from its flower, as a hyacinth, hidden in a far valley, perishes upon burnt grass. Peals, bring gifts, bring your Phoenician stuffs, and do you, fleet-footed nymphs, bring offerings, Illyrian iris, and a branch of shrub, and frail-headed poppies. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Night by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Laurie Wilson. The night has cut each from each, and curled the petals back from the stalk, and under it in crisp rows. Under at an unfaltering pace, under till the rinds break, back till each bent leaf is parted from its stalk. Under at a great pace, under till the leaves are bent back, till they drop upon earth, back till they are all broken. O night, you take the petals of the roses in your hand, but leave the stark core of the rose to perish on the branch. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Prisoners by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Nemo. Prisoners. It is strange that I should want this sight of your face. We have had so much. At any moment now I may pass, stand near the gate. do not speak. Only reach if you can, your face half fronting the passage toward the light. Fate, God sends this as a mark, a last token that we are not forgot, lost in this turmoil, about to be crushed out, burned or stamped out, at best with sudden death. The spearsman who brings this will ask for the gold clasp you wear under your coat. I gave all I had left. Press close to the portal, my gate will soon clang, and your fellow wretches will crowd to the entrance, be first at the gate. Ah, beloved, do not speak. I write this in great haste. Do not speak. You may yet be released. I'm glad enough to depart, though I have never tasted life as in these last weeks. It is a strange life, patterned in fire and letters on the prison pavement. If I glance up, it is written on the walls, it is cut on the floor, it is patterned across the slope of the roof. I am weak, weak. Last night, if the guard had left the gate unlocked, I could not have ventured to escape, but one thought serves me now with strength. As I pass down the corridor, past desperate faces at each cell, your eyes and my eyes may meet. You will be dark, unkempt, but I pray for one glimpse of your face. Why do I want this? I, who have seen you at the banquet, each flower of your hyacinth circlet white against your hair. Why do I want this, when even last night you startled me from sleep? You stood against the dark rock, you grasped an elder staff. So many nights you have distracted me from terror. Once you lifted a spear flower. I remember how you stooped to gather it, and it flamed, the leaf and shoot and the threads, yellow, yellow, sheer till they burnt to red purple in the cup. As I passed your cell door, do not speak. I was first on the list. They may forget you tried to shield me as the horseman passed. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Storm by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Laurie Wilson. You crash over the trees, you crack the live branch. The branch is white, the green crushed. Each leaf is rent like split wood. You burden the trees with black drops. You swirl and crash. You have broken off a weighted leaf in the wind. It is hurled out, whirls up and sinks, a green stone. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sea Iris by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Laurie Wilson. Weed, mossweed, root tangled in sand. Sea iris, brittle flower. One petal like a shell is broken, and you print a shadow like a thin twig. Fortunate one, scented and stinging. Rigid myrbud, camphor flower, sweet and salt. You are wind in our nostrils. Do the murex fissures drench you as they pass? Do your roots drag up color from the sand? Have they slipped gold under you, rivets of gold? Band of iris flowers above the waves, you are painted blue, painted like a fresh prow, stained among the salt weeds. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Hermes of the Way by Hilda Doolittle. Read for LibriVox.org by Chad Horner from Benidorm in the province of Alicante in eastern Spain. The 5th of June 2019. Hermes of the Ways. The hard sand breaks, and the grains of it are clear as wine. Far off over the leagues of it, the wind, playing on the wide shore, piles little ridges, and the great waves break over it. But more than the many-foamed ways of the sea, I know him of the tripled pathways, Hermes, who awaits, dubious, facing three ways, welcoming wayfarers, in whom the sea orchard shelters from the west, from the east weathers sea wind, fronts the great dunes. Wind rushes over the dunes, and the coarse, salt-crusted grass answers. Hey, it whips round my ankles. Small is this white stream, flowing below ground from the poplar-shaded hill, but the water is sweet. Apples on the small trees are hard, too small, too late ripened by a desperate sun that struggles through sea mist. The boughs of the trees are twisted by many bafflings. Twisted are the small-leafed boughs, but the shadow of them is not the shadow of the masthead, nor of the torn sails. Hermes, Hermes, the great sea foamed, gnashed its teeth about me, but you have waited, where sea-grass tangles with shore-grass. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Pear Tree by Hilda Doolittle, read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. Silver dust lifted from the earth, higher than my arm's reach. You have mounted, O silver, higher than my arm's reach. You front us with great mass. No flower ever opened so staunch a white leaf. No flower ever parted silver from such rare silver. O white pear, your flower tufts thick on the branch bring summer and ripe fruits in their purple hearts. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Cities by Hilda Doolittle, read for LibriVox.org by Larry Wilson. Can we believe? By an effort comfort our hearts. It is not waste all this. Not placed here in disgust, street after street, each patterned alike, no grace to lighten a single house of the hundred crowded into one garden space. Crowded, can we believe, not in utter disgust, an ironical play, but the maker of cities grew faint with the beauty of temple and space before temple, arch upon perfect arch, of pillars and corridors that led out to strange courtyards and porches where sunlight stamped hyacinth shadows black on the pavement. That the maker of cities grew faint with the splendor of palaces, paused while the incense flowers from the incense trees dropped on the marble walk, thought anew, fashioned this, street after street alike. For alas, he had crowded the city so full that men could not grasp beauty. Beauty was over them, through them, about them, no crevice unpacked with the honey, rare, measureless. So he built a new city. Ah, can we believe, not ironically, but for new splendor, constructed new people to lift through slow growth to a beauty unrivaled yet, and created new cells, hideous first, hideous now, spread larvae across them, not honey, but seething life. And in these dark cells, packed street after street, souls lived, hideous yet, oh, disfigured, defaced, with no trace of the beauty men once held so light. Can we think a few old cells were left? We are left, grains of honey, old dust of stray pollen, dull on our torn wings. We are left to recall the old streets. Is our task the less sweet that the larvae still sleep in their cells, or crawl out to attack our frail strength? You are useless. We live. We await great events. We are spread through this earth. We protect our strong race. You are useless. Your cell takes the place of our young future strength. Though they sleep or wake to torment and wish to displace our old cells, thin, rare gold, that their larvae grow fat, is our task the less sweet? Though we wander about, find no honey of flowers in this waste, is our task the less sweet? Who recall the old splendor, await the new beauty of the cities. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
The City is Peopled by Hilda Doolittle, read for LibriVox.org. The city is peopled with spirits, not ghosts, O my love. Though they crowd it between and usurp the kiss of my mouth, their breath was your gift, their beauty, your life. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. End of Sea Garden by Hilda Doolittle.